Hello, everybody. I'm sorry we late for this for the podcast. I'm sorry, y'all. We had a little small issues, but we about to start it now. Um, if you look at the if you look at the title, it says musicians and music producers, and that goes for all you musicians out there who hit me up like you want to be on here. If you're not a music producer, you couldn't make this episode. We're gonna do another one with just musicians and everything like that. But this one is was made for a reason, you know. So we're gonna do one like that. But I know we late. We're gonna not prolong the time. We have one person that's not here yet, but he gonna get on. But I'm gonna start with my first guy. This guy is special to me, man. I've been knowing this guy. I think um I would say we met at Tequil's Tequila. I always said that name wrong. Her wedding, and I always seen this guy from afar, man. I always seen him from afar, and I always wanted to kind of chat with him. I know he was that cool because some people who's really cool, you know what I'm saying. I mean, we're talented and do a lot. They're not touchable, but he was very touchable, man. So this is my dude, man. Like I don't think he knows how dope he is, man. Like he has so much stuff in his head, and I know he want to like create so much stuff, but some of us, like me and other people, can't grasp what he's trying to do, but we try to do the best we can. But he has a lot of stuff in his head, man. He's a special dude. He's real humble. I don't think I ever seen this guy get mad before. I've been with him in the trenches a little bit, and he never talked out of character, never did anything crazy. Always been the same dude. So you guys know this guy, man. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in here. We got Ronnie Jones, baby. Ronnie Jones. Say what's up to the
What?
people.
What's up, people? What's good, man? How you doing, bro?
Hey, thanks for coming on here, man. I really appreciate you coming on here, man.
Thank you, man. Bro,
So
excited to
y'all
be
see
here,
the
bro.
background, you got all the gear back there. Like I said, music producer right here, not just musician. So my
Uh,
next person, man, is my other brother, man. My other brother. I've been on this guy. I would say maybe six years. Always been humble. Always been behind the scenes type of guy. Very talented, man. He did a record, man. I was like, dude, you can sing? Like you really can sing like this? I didn't know he had this much talent, man. I thought he was just a drummer, but he does big things. And his my favorite record he ever did. I don't think he can make anything top this record. It's called Vision. So you gotta check this. He'll let you know the album is and everything later on. But this album this record was my favorite called Visions, man. So um I'm about to put him in also, man. One of my brothers right here. We got Buddy Banks, baby. Buddy Banks.
What's going
What's up,
on?
man?
What's up, man?
Buddy
Thanks for coming in, man.
B.
I really appreciate you,
Ronnie,
man.
Ronnie Jones.
What's good, boy? How you feeling,
Good,
man?
man? Matt Marcus, what's up, man? You the truth,
What's
man.
up, man?
The
I
mad,
appreciate y'all coming on here.
mad,
I really do, man. Y'all know y'all
bro.
busy doing other things, man, but I had to catch y'all on a good day to do this. And I had my other brother. I'm gonna introduce him when he come in, but he haven't made it yet. So you got DeAndre. He had like a little some little problem trying to get in his traffic. So he's busy too. Like a producer, you live in the studio. Hey man, you got things to do. So he gonna get on here. But I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to prolong the time any longer. I know we say at 5 o'clock. So man, thank you for everybody coming on. We're not gonna ignore guys that's on here, like on thing. I'm gonna kind of try to do like a interview type thing, and then later on put your questions in there, and then we'll answer your questions and go from there. But we'll do that towards the end a little bit. So
Cool.
yeah, so man, the first thing I want to ask is start with Ronnie on this one. The first question gonna be, how old were you when you got into like music, man? Do you remember the age?
Man, it was young. Probably, I would say, man, 1 or 2. It was really, really early. Really early. I was
Dang.
trying to beat on anything I could get my hands to.
So
Pots,
you started on
pans.
drums first?
Yeah, man. You gotta
Got
start the rhythm, bro. You gotta start with the
it.
drums, man. Yeah, bro. So
Word,
yeah, it's been
word.
one or two before I could even really walk or anything. I think I was beating on stuff. So yeah.
What about you, buddy?
Uh, Almost kind of the same, man. I mean, I was born into it, man.
Yeah.
So from my dad, he told me, I started playing when I was 2 years old, and and he always had music around me, and I grew up in a musically inclined family, and my grandfather had churches, and all of our family had to do stuff there. So, we had cousins that played bass, guitars, and keys, and
Right.
all my other cousins, we switched off on drums and stuff like that. So I've been doing that all my life since I could remember, you know.
Oh, and hey, Ron, is your family
Yo,
in music too? That's why you started so early.
man, I really don't have a super musical family. I have an uncle. My dad's brother was a professional drummer for years in Indianapolis. But
Uh huh.
outside of that, man, I have some cousins that are singers and stuff. But not really, man. I wouldn't say I had a super musical family.
So,
So it's
So
kind of weird.
and I'm trying to get DeAndre. He just sent me a message on. Hold up, I'm gonna get him in here real fast.
nice, nice. Ronnie, I got to get you on the kit, man.
Ah, man, listen, I am officially the praise and worship drummer. The big the bash, right there. That big thing. Outside of that, man, I'm getting up. I am the worst. I
Man,
am the
you make it look
worst.
right. It's right.
Nah, man.
So, and then we had the next question. So, like I said, we doing a podcast about musicians and music producers. So I would say, hey, you guys remember your first gig, like your first gig at church or first gig not at church? Do you remember your first one? Like when you got, I'm gonna say gig, you got paid for it, not just playing just for free. We do stuff for money. Do y'all remember your first paid gig?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but my first gig was church. When I was playing
Hmm.
with my dad. But outside of that, I had a gig. I was doing a wedding for. Let me see. It was a cousin of mine that called me. I was just getting into jazz music. He called me to do it to do this wedding in Cleveland, Ohio, and I wasn't really like confident about it, playing out like that yet, because
Yeah,
churches, it's different from any other gigs outside of church, like jazz and R&B and stuff like that. So I wasn't really ready, but they didn't really care. They was just like, man, look, we just getting paid. We getting paid to like practice pretty much, and and
Yeah.
and I got through it, man, and nobody paid me attention. I was in my own little world, and they paid me, and I was like, oh, I'm off.
yeah.
I'm off to the races now.
What about you, Ronnie? And
Man,
I want
I
to know how
was
much you got paid for your first gig. You remember?
man, of course, just like Buddy, I grew up in church, man, playing forever and wasn't no getting paid. And I'll tell you two, one in church, one outside. And I remember, man, I like vividly remember the first time I got paid for playing in church. I mean, it was no thing. I was never thinking about getting paid in church. So young musicians now they come in wanting to get paid because they know three chords. Like I
Yeah,
don't even know what that's about. But
yeah.
I was playing for years, grew up playing, and then one day my pastor walked up to me, and I was just in there practicing. He said, "Ronnie, we're gonna go ahead and start paying you." And I was like, "Paying me what?" That's what I said. And yeah, he's like, "We're gonna start paying you." And he said, "We're gonna pay you 75 a week." Man,
What?
Bruh.
I thought I hit the lottery. I thought
Dang.
Jesus is coming back, and I just because I've never got paid for it, so that was the
How old
first
was
time
you
Was they
I
then?
got.
consistent with it though?
I
That's the
was
question.
I had to be about I was in high school, so I had to be
Got
about
it.
maybe 16 maybe something like that.
So
16.
was you a saver? Was you
Yeah.
saving the money, or was you just spending on stuff, his clothes and stuff like that?
Oh man, I was buying music, bro. I worked.
Oh, okay.
What's funny is I think that summer or the following summer, it was really close. I started working. It was that same summer. I started working at a music store, and man, I would spend all my money on music. I would work there. I'd spend my money from working there on music, and from the church, I'd spend it on music. So and gear, I would buy music gear. So yeah, that's
That's what's
that's
up.
yeah. But
So we
the other,
still
let me
wait.
say,
We still wait for my boy DeAndre. I'm trying to see how I can help him get on here, but we gonna get on
okay,
there. kind of gotta keep going. But the and then like I said, the next one, oh yeah. So I want to ask you too. Also, as a producer, was you guys was that like far down the line, or was you guys doing that probably way back when you got your first get at doing like an album or like some records or something like that? When you start, like, what age you think you start doing like producing pretty much?
I think I started maybe about 15, 16.
Producing?
Yeah, I started
Dang.
early, man. What ended up happening was I was getting calls to do session work or studio work. And yeah, it's about 16. And because I was in there to play, I used to hang out with the engineers and treat, and then producers. And I was like, I want to do this on my own. So I would go home and, started building my own studio, getting equipment and working on tracks, started banging out my own tracks and trying to, work it out. So, yeah.
And so that one work you did when Pastor Ray Walker was preaching on that funny one, what was that your first album, or was that what album was that one?
That was my first full CD, my first full record. I had put out, some singles and stuff like that before, but that was my first full.
Because that was my first time even seeing somebody in church who had an actual record. Like you was like we did the concert in my old church at Harriet Heights, and you had like actual CDs that you would sell them. Like, this dude has an actual CD, like it's professional, has a cover on and everything. I was like, this is crazy. I didn't know who you were. You know what I'm saying? But I know you it was for Melissa's. She did a concert and you played the MD for it.
I remember that.
And that's when Robert Body, he was playing drums. I met him the first time too. So I met both of y'all for the first time that day.
Yeah,
and Rob, you think about it, Rob played drum. I just think about it, Rob played drums first.
Didn't know that.
You know what I'm saying?
He played drums, man. He played
and can
drums,
play too.
man.
It was like whatever. He can really play drums though,
No,
for real.
Yeah, for real. He can play.
That's funny, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Robert Body, he actually played drums. So Buddy, when you think you started producing? About what age you think you producing your doing records?
You know what, man? I was 14 years old, man. My dad came home from California.
I don't mean to cut you off, but let everybody know who your dad was and what group he played with, so we kind of get the background of that. When you say your dad, let me get a little bit of that.
So
tell the people.
All right, so my dad, he's a musician. He played almost everything in a rhythm, and he sang in an R&B group in the 90s called the Rude Boys. They were signed with Atlantic Records. I mean, you can look them up on Soul Train, Apollo, and all them old shows from BET and
it's
stuff.
It's written all over your face. Yeah, that was a record, boy.
That's my dad.
That's your dad let that song?
Huh?
Boy, listen.
Yeah, let that song?
Say it again.
I was asking Buddy if his dad led that song. Or he just on that record.
That my Uncle Joe led that song. My Uncle Joe led the song.
Okay.
And my dad took the bridge, and he was the guy that take the song to the next level. You know what I mean? He was like the Eddie of the Leverts. You know what I mean? OJ's. Right?
Yeah.
There he is. My dude has made it.
What up, boy?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my fam right here, man. This cousin right here, man. This my dude. I was introducing everybody, baby. I was letting everybody know who everybody was.
Big. What up, D?
Man, having technical difficulties, man. I couldn't get on to my laptop.
Oh, word?
I don't know.
I think you gotta go through Chrome to get on there. You gotta put Chrome on your laptop. I think that's why
I had the Fire thing, Fox.
Oh, it still didn't work. But you on there now.
Yeah.
But I was letting everybody know, man. So I met baby DeAndre. I met him maybe I would say 2006, 7, I think I was. So when I first met him, he was playing drums. He was a full-time drummer. He wasn't doing anything. And then he started playing little keys. I'm like, he ain't too about that. And now seeing him again, he was like leading worship. Like he was a main guy. And then from there, he started doing producing stuff like that. So I was just letting everybody know how when I first met you. So he went from drum. I think everybody played drums first. So that's the rock you gotta go, I guess.
That's killer.
For real. Yeah.
Yeah. So the question was right now is DeAndre. I was asking them. Oh no, go. I'm gonna come back to you, DeAndre. Go ahead and finish. Buddy, about your dad. My bad. I ain't cut you
Oh
off.
yeah. So I mean, my dad, he was a big influence on me, man. I mean, I watched the Rude Boys just kind of just form. I was there when they had their first session, and so he went on to do some things, man. I saw him on TV, and I was like, wow, this is dope. And he had moved to LA and came back home. And when he came home with a drum machine, and I was like, well, I mean, I play drums, so can I play that?
Yeah.
He was kind of like, well, let me show you how to use it first, if this is what you want to do. And I didn't have no idea what I was getting myself into. And he showed me how to sequence when I was 14 years old. And the very first track that I did, we sold that track for, I think, about maybe it was like $500 or $700 to some local rappers around Cleveland. And of course, I didn't get a chance to see all of it. My dad, he took majority of that. But I was happy though. You know what I mean? But that was when I kind of got into production.
Yeah, man. So DeAndre, do you remember your first paid gig that you did? Like, was it drums or playing keys? What was your first gig, you think?
My first paid gig. My first paid gig was the keys. Well, other than church, I don't know, consider that.
Yeah. You know,
But
church ain't paying.
uh,
All you pastors out there, y'all don't pay. So I'm serious, man. Yeah, y'all know the truth. Y'all know the truth.
Yes, sir. Speak it.
Can y'all hear me good though?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. No, first was keys. I did a opened up for, well, I'll say that was my first big gig I did, open up for Rick Ross.
Oh, for real?
But the pay
What was that at?
At the Celebrity. That was in
Okay.
when I had my group Illustrious Few. We was popping back then. Buddy Banks probably remember that. Back
yeah, bro. We had some fun.
Yeah. I think paid. Yeah, it was probably about 2009, 2010. First paid gig, big gig.
Cool.
That was at the Celebrity, so I was excited to that. Playing,
yeah, that was dope.
There, yeah.
Yo, fun fact about that. After we sold that beat, so Bone Thugs and Harmony was like, they was the truth around Cleveland.
Oh man, hey, Bone was the reason why I had long hair back in the day.
Yes,
I love Bone.
Same here, but I can throw it out on that. But yeah, so we didn't have no connection with them. At least I didn't. I think my Uncle Joe did, but I didn't really know them at the time. So I figured out what their record label's telephone number was. I don't know how I got it, and I called their record label, and I thought I was hype. I mean, I just thought I was the hype because I had just sold the beat.
Yeah, man, $700 beat. You on top, bro. You winning.
Hey, so I called them and nobody picked up the phone, and on their answering machine, I'm playing all these beats that I had just made, and I'm like, yo, I got beats for you. Somebody hit me up. And nobody ever called. Ain't nobody ever called back.
Everybody thought you was crazy.
I ain't never heard from none of them cats, man.
Yeah. So this next one, but I mean, I'm gonna go to Ronnie. This next one, Ronnie, is what's the biggest difference between church and like world music as a musician and I want to ask you as a producer, what's the biggest difference between the two?
As a producer, really, I just think the difference is what you're singing about and your spiritual reference.
Got it.
Because there's all different type of styles and genres. that
Can we
that
hear?
can
I can't
be
hear.
that can be. You can't
You can't
hear?
Can
hear?
y'all hear Ryan?
Yeah, we
we
can
can,
hear you.
bro.
Can you hear?
Oh, it's probably on my end. I can't hear nothing.
Oh,
You good?
yeah. We can hear you though, bro. Oh, I guess he can't hear us.
Yeah, that's
Um,
kind of I don't know how to do.
You might need some
put
headphones.
put your ears back in.
Yeah, put some headphones on.
Had his AirPods in and took them out. I think he may have to put them back in. Oh,
Okay,
Probably
but
the
that's fine. Cool.
charge.
That's cool. Go ahead.
but yeah, I think that's the biggest difference because even in, we'll say, gospel music, gospel is gospel, but there's still different styles within
A
the
gospel.
genre.
Yeah.
There's different styles within quote unquote Christian music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course, there's a bunch of different styles in what we call secular music. But I think the only really difference is, to me as a producer, is the content of the music, of what you're trying to convey in
Hmm.
message.
Yeah, that's dope. And then I ask you, what's the difference between in the music as a musician, like playing wise? What you say the biggest difference is?
The biggest difference is, depending where you are and what arena you're in. I would say the discipline. We came up playing in church, and that's definitely a breeding ground for a lot of musicians. And you get a chance to have and work on your skill. Uh, but I think out in the secular world, of course, you have some opportunities to do the same, but it's more of, you have to have the discipline to really thrive in the secular world, where it's kind of work. It's real work. So not to
Gotcha.
say that the church isn't, but
Right.
I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
be the discipline factor.
So, buddy, as you as a drummer, I would say because you play both too. So,
Mm-hmm.
what would you think would it be like? Is it harder playing like church music than it is playing like the? I don't know. I shouldn't probably say the word music. That's kind of
Gospel music, Christian music, R&B music. Because I don't want to kind of downplay anybody in this
yeah,
thing.
exactly.
In gospel music, it can be hard. You know what I mean? If you haven't played any jazz music,
Yeah,
what to do, when to do. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. That's R&B music. You got to know what to do, when to do. So, but if you don't know those kind of things, it can be hard.
yeah. Because
Yeah,
some y'all before y'all met me, I played a little bass a little bit. What are you talking about? And I was so embarrassed. I was like,
Bass
this.
like string.
Y'all going to another level, call out numbers. Like you ain't saying A flat, go to C flat. You give me that. A little at the beginning of it, I could play. But he started saying numbers. I was like, yep, it's done for me. And I don't know what number he talking about. Cause I thought he was a bit.
Go to
So,
the 6.
yeah,
Right.
I don't
Raise
know.
7.
He could have just said the one.
Me, the difference is a lot of for church, especially what I would say like transitions or whatever. If y'all know what I'm
Mhm.
talking about. Far as,
Really?
I know.
They
I
got
ain't never seen that.
they got
yeah,
on
you
they
can
got
turn it off,
organization
turn
to do.
it back on. It does a little, you know, in key of G. I'm still on E flat. They looked at me, but I did. That's how I learned. But yeah, it's kind of rough playing church songs, and then till with world or hip hop or whatever. That's what I do mainly, hip hop, R&B. It's pretty much there's no lot of changes.
Okay.
You stand 8 is a 16 verse. Then you got the chorus 8 back to the
Hmm.
verse. Then the vamp. Something simple. So that was more different. It's a difference between
And on
church
the
and
funny,
hip hop.
yeah, on the funny note, you saying about learning your keys and everything. The funniest thing I seen one time was a lady got up and said, "Here, then, that's your fault."
Yeah, some people are what do you call it? That knows what do you call that?
Perfect pitch.
Pitch perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect pitch. Mm-hmm.
Someone pitch perfect. And but I had a couple of times when somebody like a preacher, if I'm telling me to put me in E flat and I'm in a key that I'm in, and he does, and he go to A flat. I'm going to A flat. Like you wouldn't know the difference,
Right, because most of them don't.
I'm a victim. I'm a
Right.
victim of myself. Man, let me tell you, I'm such a terrible organ player. I played organ when I was about 14, and I was forced into it. So, I was just kind of starting out, and I got a cousin that was like really good. He was in the audience, just sitting there looking at me. And I'm like, why don't you just play? But so we singing like a devotional song. It might have been something like "Victory is mine," and in my left hand, I'm playing an E flat, and in my right hand, I'm playing an A flat. And my cousin is sitting there looking at me like, he cussing at me like, man, what the you doing? And I'm like, I look
How
down.
do you do that? Though? I know it's possible to do
I
that.
don't even know how you do that. That's creative.
Man, let me tell you. Okay, so the thing about keys for me, I didn't really understand it. It was more of like a schematic kind of thing that I didn't get. Kind of got cross confused, if for lack of a better term or whatever. And I wasn't paying attention to the harmonies. I wasn't even listening to it. My hands were just going because they were just used to playing these same notes in this pattern.
Yeah.
So I didn't really pay attention to it, sonically, man. I was struggling with like melodies for a long time. But that right there,
Was your dad the only one that caught that though? Would anybody else catch it?
nobody else caught it. Nobody. It was my cousin that was there. Nobody else caught it. My cousin, he just sat there in the audience and he looked at me with this look for a long time, and he cussed at me and said, "Man, what the you doing?"
That's crazy. I know you can even do that. So my next thing I was want to ask you guys, we know we in this pandemic with the COVID-19, man. So we been stuck in the house. So I just wanted to kind of know, like, did this pandemic, like, financially or just not just financially, but anyway, did it hurt you or did it help you during this time? I'll start with you, Ronnie. Like, what did it do for you?
I mean, I think everybody is feeling the strain of the pandemic, wherever you are at whatever level, because it's different from your normal.
Yeah.
For me, it's great. I love it. I've been on pandemic status for a few years, and
For real.
it's actually helped me kind of line things up in my life and just kind of hit the reset button, the restart. It gives me a chance to get a little closer, spend a little more time with God, and just kind of map out what you want to do, where you are in life, and reevaluate because you're spending time with yourself. So, um, but with that, I'm a creative man, so uh, we like to just sit and create. And me, I'm kind of people think I'm an outgoing kind of person, and which I am, but I like being by myself and creating in my little space and being in my zone. I really do. So it's great, and it's giving me a lot of chance. It's giving me a chance to really put some things together, spend some time with my family, which is absolutely wonderful. So I'm loving it, man. It's good for me.
What about you, buddy?
Man, it's crazy because I guess you could already kind of say I live the quarantine lifestyle. I spend majority of my time in here in my studio. I've been doing that for probably about the last, I want to say 15 years, maybe. My wife has to get me out the house. So I've already been doing that. But, as far as, with the pandemic and everything, it's done both. It's hurt me and it's helped me. I do probably maybe about maybe 20 weddings or something like that a year, and I think I had maybe about 10 of them lined up all the way up to this point, and they all got canceled. So the good part about that is I was forced to just to figure out how to make cash flow. You know what I mean? I was forced to, to think in different ways that I never would have thought before. And it's that has helped me, man. I've been working on so many other projects. I've heard so much other great music and had a chance to be a part of so much other great music. Man, believe it or not, you learn new things every single day. So just with creating and mixing, and man, it's all new stuff, man. I mean, I'm learning new stuff every day. So, like I said, man, it's done both. I hate the position that we're in. I'd be glad when things get better, preferably if they do. But I'm gonna keep hustling, man, as I've always done. Figuring this whole new era out, man.
Yeah. So you too, baby. What do you think? Has it hurt or helped you, or did it do both for you? You think?
It's both. I'm gonna start off with physically. I've been grubbing. So since being in quarantine, picked up about a couple pounds. And so can't get to the gym like I normally do, used to.
Right.
And,
That's true. The gym closed, man. So yeah.
Man, I love to eat too, so that was staying in the house, ain't nothing to do. But far as that, I've been in the studio every day, just nonstop, working on the album. Shout out to Arvin, Dismute, SSD. Been working on that. Yeah. Pretty hard, so that should be releasing pretty soon, any day, couple days. Other projects I got working on. People are starting hitting me up now. I've been booked, for studio time.
Bring the mask in there too. Make sure they win that mask.
Right.
Make sure they win the mask in there too.
Right. Oh yeah. I'm me. Hey, I got it. I got the spray, everything. I'm spraying the mics, everything, wiping down. I got all that. But yeah, and a lot of it's been crazy because a lot of people are stimulus rappers now.
Oh man.
So I've been getting hit up, and never been in the studio. They think they can rap now, and
so that's a question though. What do you do with that? And like somebody don't know what they're doing, you just still let them come in, or are you like, hey man, I ain't.
Well, I mean,
type of guy. What do you do with that?
If they paying, I ain't gonna turn down that. And I would let them. I'm not gonna just not say nothing, but I'm gonna let them know, hey, this is not easy. What you think it is. Like everybody just come in here thinking, they can get on the mic or whatever. It's not easy. You gotta. They don't understand how of being in the studio behind the mic, like the breathing and stuff like technique, and the tone of your voice, or the breathing, or just remembering the lyrics or something, and they get nervous, that nervous, oh, I'm behind the mic. Now they're trying to, be perfect, and it doesn't come out right, or unless if you're reading something that's on the paper, it's not going to sound good when you're recording, because the delivery is not going to be there because you're focusing on the reading stuff. So a lot of people don't understand that.
Hey, you just got paid, man.
Who you got paid? I heard it.
But he working.
Right. So, but yeah, then there's a lot of takes. Ronnie and Buddy. And they did try to get studio time for an hour or something. Like, you can't, for first time, that's not going to work. Not going to work. They thinking that they can get 2-3 songs in an hour. No, it's not going to work. And they don't know understanding. Okay, when you come out, okay, now put the tuning on it, or make it. And that's like, okay, that's another process. That takes time. Especially if you don't know how to sing or rap, and you gotta. And they want you to, make it sound good and stuff like that. That's taking time.
Yeah,
that takes time.
Yeah. So speaking of these stimulus rappers, I'm gonna use that. Have you guys been seeing these IG battles, man, with like the Teddy Rileys
Oh yeah.
and the Babyface? Church, why I would say John P. Key and Hezekiah Walker, but on me, I think all of them know a little bit about sound. But it makes me so mad because it could be the battle could be so dope if the sound is right. Like it could be so much better, but when you can't hear them, it's
Marcus, that has been my main complaint. I'm like, y'all are too smart to be this
too
ridiculous.
big.
Like, it's too simple. It's too simple to have decent sound. Like, it's $40. Go get iRig.
iRig, yeah.
Like, it's $30. Like, y'all haven't figured that out. Y'all sitting in a multi-million-dollar studio, and it's $30. It does, but it's just a different era. I was cultivated in that, man. Like, I mean, get on social media for what? Like, I'm making hits. I'm working with Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson. You know, I'm making hits. I got time to do that. And it never translated to that we're in a new era. So where they sitting in these multi-million-dollar studios, you know, there's cats at home that didn't have all that. So they had to be innovative and create. And technology changed so much so fast that, you know, it's simple now. It's simple. It's these little things that work. So where we think we have to do extravagant things, it's the simple things that make that make these new ways work, especially in these days of social media. So I wish somebody would tell them just it's too simple to hook an iRig up to your phone and then play stuff from your phone. Like it's
at least somebody should tell them that people that's around them, younger cats.
And you got D Nice around here. D Nice, he got a lot of years on that.
I don't even think he threw his Cash App stuff up first. He was just spinning, and then people were like sending him money, like, "Hey, you should put your Cash App up so we can see you some money." And then he started putting it up, and then it was over. So, but I think it's just people being innovative, bro. Even the IG battles, it's just people using what they have where they're at. So it's dope.
So, hey, buddy, what would you say they need to do? Like he said, the iRig thing. So when you use that, you just use they need a mixer or something to their phone. Like they probably don't. Some people on here probably don't know. How would you go about that?
I mean, iRig is it's kind of like an interface. You know what I mean? Where you can, you can kind of play and talk at the same time without having everything and all that. You know what I mean? And you can get a clear sound. You might be able to use even a mixer, maybe. You know what I mean? If you set. I personally think they need to change platforms.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Somebody, I'm not sure, but somebody I know was telling me that while the battles are going on IG, they're also streamed on YouTube as well. And I heard that YouTube had like a better sound, and I wouldn't see why not. You know what I mean? Man, I would like to look into that. I would like to look more into that. See, where can we go from here, man? Maybe YouTube, maybe there's a whole other platform. That's just my
yeah. I think it's gonna start something though. On the real, I think this is gonna start something. So, and Big Baby, which one been your favorite so far? Your battles, what's been your favorite?
Actually, I haven't. I only saw one, and I was with no. What's his name? Keys.
T-Pain.
No.
You play Keys, you said?
Producer, yeah. White dude. Old school white dude. Dr. Dre and
you talking about Scott Storch?
Yeah, Scott Storch.
Oh,
I haven't seen that one.
Scott Storch and Baby.
Baby, you talking about Big Timers?
Yes.
Stop.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, that was like yeah, they was going back and forth. Yeah.
It wasn't been recent.
It wasn't. It was like before. I think after or Timbaland or son. I'm not.
Oh,
No, for
Timberland.
sure.
Timberland Swiss.
It was early then. It was like
it was after that. There was like the second ones that did it, but that was going back and forth. But Scott Storch was
He got
killing
fired,
it.
bro.
he was coming with him.
He got that.
Yeah.
Bro, you can go.
Yeah.
But Big Timers had some hits too, though. They got some. I mean, if you was into that back then,
Yeah, down south,
yeah,
back that thing,
yeah,
and all that stuff.
I was into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Girls started shaking over there on there.
Right.
So.
But yeah, that was the one I saw, and yeah,
I'm about to go back. I know it's on YouTube. I can get that.
Yeah, it was going
So
at.
with you too, baby. Who would you say is your top 5? You could either do musicians or you could do producers, but do your top 5. They don't have to be in order. Who would be your top 5? You let me know.
My top I've always been Battle Cat. West Coast Battle Cat. Since I was started, making beats. It just that that bass line, that just fell in love with that bass line, that West Coast. And finally got to meet him. So that was
Who dude?
Was that
cool?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Just down to earth. My second musician, I'm gonna go to musician side. I'm gonna say my cousin Buddy.
You gotta go with Buddy.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask Buddy to get on here, but Buddy be busy. I should text him right now. Like, give me your email and him come on here.
Hey, text him.
Your family, y'all. Hey, text him right now and tell him to give him y'all text him his email. I'll put him on here if he doing something. We should all text him at the same time.
I'm about to text him right now.
Yeah.
So who
Buddy? Yeah, since
Buddy,
that was my inspiration. Growing up, because from that's why I got started playing drums, because we was church together. He's 3 years older than me, so I was like 4 or 5 years old. He 8. And I'm when we all little, we always sitting on that bench right behind the drums. Saying waiting our turn. Fate Tap, the old Fate Tap.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah, man.
The old
it's not
Fate
there
Tap.
no more, right?
Nah, it was the old one, the brown building. But this behind Chris Strong was there, Buddy. But that's how I started playing drums, and then when he transitioned to piano, then I was just following Buddy, whatever, everywhere. I was, like I said, inspiration. And my next one, what's that? 2, 3. I'm gonna go to producer. I'm gonna say Scott Storch.
Gotcha.
I just loved, just playing wise, because I kind of got a little resemblance in that, just making up just melodies, just out the brain, crazy melodies, playing wise. Now I'm gonna go to musician. Who else? I'm gonna have to say,
Big Baby.
Myself. Other than myself, I got another producer that's dope to me. I'm gonna have to say, my boy Nate Jetson.
Oh, that's my dude.
Dope, bro.
Yeah, he's just this ridiculous.
He's true.
He's from LA, but we I met him. We played at ASU together. We played at football together at ASU.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, and so that's how I met him, and that's how we clicked. And me, Tyrese, rest in peace. Darren Anthony, shout out to Darren Anthony. He told me he just told me to say that because he said you better give him a shout out. So
shout out to that guy. Shout out to you. You
right.
on there.
But yeah, it was just Nate. It was just we clicked, and I don't know, just the way. I just remember like 2005, like he was using Fruit Loops like nobody else was doing. You know, I ain't never seen nobody use, you know, Fruity Loops. You know, like now, like today, everybody's doing what Nate was doing in 2005. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous. And I'm gonna go with my other boy, Nove. Nove. He changed his name. Nove the Zoner. He from here. He's another special guy to me that I've, you know, collab with, and just phenomenal. You know, super producer, artist as well, and just his creativity. I just fell in love with.
Gotcha.
So
I'm gonna go you, Ronnie. Who's your top 5?
Top 5? Man, I'm like I said, I'm kind of an old school kid. I'm a 90s baby, man. I was born in the 70s. Grew up in the 90s, but man, I have to say, producer, and you number them different in different ways, but I would say Teddy Riley as probably my number 1 producer. Number 2 as a producer would be Tommy Sims. Cole.
Wow.
I'll stay in producer 3. I would say Quincy Jones, but I think Quincy Jones is the greatest producer of all time.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You have to think if we're talking producers.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other greats, but if I'm talking about span of music
overall, everything
overall scope of music.
Yeah.
And beyond, music and beyond, because he went from music to shows to movies to this guy.
I didn't even know he did Fresh Prince. I didn't even know that.
Oh man, that was his
show.
That was his show.
I did not know that.
It was Fresh Prince because of him. It was
right. I'm gonna tell you a funny one. I didn't know he did a night. He's a producer on that. That's the thing.
What one?
I'm like, what? He's the Heat of the Night.
Oh,
Quincy Jones is cold.
That one.
If you call yourself, hey, I want to produce, go read Q. You go read the book, man, or do your homework.
Yes.
Quincy Jones is cold, man. He was doing Frank Sinatra, man. He had
Count Basie. How about Count Basie?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Didn't he play the trumpet or something?
Yeah. He played the trumpet, but this guy is.
Oh man.
Not just producing it, but he's writing it, scoring it. Here, play this, and he just had the mind for painting the picture as putting the music together. Just this needs to go here, this, that, and people don't know that Quincy Jones was big before we know him as this huge pop star producer. Exactly. He was 50 years old when Thriller came out.
50 in the 80s. That's when I was
50. He was 50, man. And my boy, Bryant brings that up all the time. He's like, dude, do you know Quincy Jones was 50 by the time he? So I would say Quincy, and that's, I mean, the Wiz, Color Purple. We could just go on for days.
Easy.
We could go on for days. But Quincy, I'd say Quincy Jones is the greatest. But my favorite would be Teddy, Tommy Sims, Quincy, Babyface. I'm a huge Babyface, and I'm a big Babyface producer fan because the way he made his productions work around what he would write. He's a incredible writer. But the way he made the music work around writing, it was fantastic. And then I would say I'll jump on some musician producers. I would say Prince. Prince is one of the greatest musicians of all time. But
I just found out Prince. He played a whole bunch of instruments. I didn't know it's some instruments you never even heard of.
I think somebody didn't count, and it was like 30 something instruments or something. It takes my boy Tony Talkbox. Shout out to Tony, man. He's like a historian of Prince, but Prince played everything, like for real played. And Prince is just incredible. But Prince, the same thing. He wrapped his production around being a musician, playing guitar, keys, drums, bass, flute, flugelhorn, you name it, he's gonna play it. But Prince, and that also cultivated his writing and just his style of artistry.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a couple other producers, like I love DJ Quick. DJ Quick
DJ
is
Quick, West Coast, yep.
cold, man, cold.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, one of my favorite producers, I'm probably past 5, but I'll tell you, man.
You got some on the bench. You got the bench too. Come on.
Oh, right. We gotta have the bench. To tell you the truth, man, and this is gonna probably sound like favoritism or something, but it's really not. I study music and have been a student of the game for a while, but man, I say Ronnie Cash, man, my son. He's
Oh yeah.
Oh, Cash.
He's
Yeah.
gold, man.
Yeah, that little youngster, man.
I almost stopped producing when he let me hear this song when he was like 15 or so. I came home from rehearsal and he's like, "Dad, I want to play your song." I was like, "Man, I don't want to hear none more of your songs right now. Everything you play is the same." And that, like, I was getting on him. I'm hard on him. And my daughter Kayla, "Oh, just let him play his song, Dad. You should really hear it." I went in his room. He had his little studio set up. Man, he hit that space bar because I'm always like, boy, if you're going to go, hit the space bar. Let's go.
Yeah.
Listen, he hit the space bar. And I'm going to tell him to put it out. He need to put the song out. It's a song called Show Me. And my mouth was on the floor. And I said, how did you do that? You're not supposed to understand what you just did. It was grown music. He
like instruments, everything. He did everything.
Everything. He wrote it, produced it, played all the instruments, sung it, mixed it, wrote it, everything. I mean, it was phenomenal. Everything from the writing to the texture of the tones that he used, the way he recorded it, the way he mixed it. I said, this kid he's not from this world. That's what I said to myself. He's not from this world.
People say, "Yeah, I'm different. He's different." Hey, Ronnie Cash is different.
He's not from here.
He's what, 20, 21?
No, he just turned 23. He just turned 23.
I don't worry back, but his age group, like, he's not like your normal.
No, he's not. He's not following that type of.
He's not a follower either. You know what I'm saying? He could be a follower with his generation. He's not like that. He does his own thing. He got soul. You know what I'm saying? He can be hip hop if he want to be with you. That he go R&B with you. He has things in him. You know what I'm saying? And such a humble person too, because his parents, you guys did a great job with that guy, man. I think he can go anywhere he want to bash you. He's a great, as a young person. He's a young guy. He's polite. You know what I'm saying? Yes, man, no, ma'am. Hey, he's a good dude. But his music is dope, man. He's so creative. I'm like, how you think it's like that? So I did a couple of his videos, and we're gonna do another one. He just hit me up. He want to do something like he want to be sitting on a basketball goal. I'm gonna get the drone and we do something like that. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that.
Let me just tell you, Marcus. Have you heard the song?
No, I haven't heard
the song.
No.
I don't even know what to say. When he started playing it, I was like, what am I listening to? This is incredible.
And I'm like, what you gonna do?
By the time the sample stopped playing and the beat dropped, I was like, this dude is crazy. I think that's the same song he wants you to shoot. But man, I wish I could do some of the stuff he did.
We need to get he need to send me his email so he get on here.
Yeah.
It might be a long podcast, man, but it's good stuff. I love this
kind of time in here, bro. We having a good time.
We got nowhere to go.
Showed up.
I'm gonna ask you too, buddy. Who's your top 5? Oh, he on here. Yeah, send me your email, dude. Send me your email, Cash. I'm gonna get you on here. Go ahead, buddy.
Man, first I want to say, man, like I know that feeling, you know, when your kids kind of take after you a little bit and then they start surpassing you, man. It make you feel so awesome, man. I don't words just can't even really explain that, man. That's a bond type of thing.
It is, man. It is.
You know, to this list, okay, so my top 5, I can't really go like mix the musicians in with the producers. I can't do it. It's hard. It's gonna have to be separate lists, but I go through them fast though. So my favorite producers start from. I don't know if this is really an order, but I will say this: this guy is always first for me. Dr. Dre is always first. To me, I think Dr. Dre is the greatest hip hop producer of all time, and I'm not sure he might be forever. Anybody can
Dang.
fight me on it. I don't care. Let's go.
Not too many people gonna fight you, man.
No.
Not on that. Nah.
And from there it goes. I like the Neptunes. I'm a Timberland fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Quincy Jones fan. And my dad, man, my dad was a big influence on me. A lot of people didn't really get a chance to hear everything he's done, but of course I have his archive, and my dad is definitely in my top 5. For musicians, my dad is in there as well.
What's your dad play?
My dad's he played everything in the rhythm section, man. He played bass, keys, guitar, drums. He programmed, you know what I mean? And as a kid,
I'm gonna cut you off. How is it with your guitar with your uncle? They play. Remember your uncle came to AZ?
Oh yeah. You talking about Uncle Willie Ross.
It was so cold, dude.
Man, Uncle Willie, man.
Your uncle Willie play on guitar?
Say it again.
I was asking Ronnie if did he get a chance to hear him.
I heard about it, but I didn't get a chance to hear him, man. I heard about it that he was over there just stomping holes and stuff.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I grew up in a musically inclined family, man. Uncle Willie he's the truth, man. I words just can't explain. He's old school, and he come from the old school. When you hear him play, man, he's got a wide, spectrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who was the guy that artist he played? We all might know. Who was it? I forgot. You told me before. He played for somebody. I forgot.
Oh man, so many people. Man.
Was it like Bad Boys or something? Was he on a label or something?
No, he let me see. One of them, I can't remember. I know he had played with Nancy Wilson. It was a couple other artists that he had went overseas with. I can't remember their names right now, man.
I missed your whole flow. You were saying your musicians. My bad.
Oh no, it's all good, man.
He named them all, didn't he?
For producers, that's done. For musicians, Chris Dave is probably Chris Dave is like my favorite drummer. So is Tony Williams. And my cousin Philip Jones, the second, is another one of my favorites. Lamar Gaines. He's a huge, but the Gaines brothers, period. You know what I mean? I'll have to put them in one. And it's another guy named Donnie Burns in Atlanta. He was a huge influence, on me too as well.
I'm surprised y'all ain't say it was one person. I just knew one y'all was gonna say this one person. Y'all ain't say him at all. Y'all ain't Corey Henry, man. Corey, he ain't up there. Corey Henry.
I like Corey.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal.
But y'all said like, Corey. I thought Corey was like, I guess he ain't really. He really ain't up there like that.
Corey's phenomenal, man.
No, he's dope.
Incredible, man.
Corey's amazing.
Man, it's so many incredible.
It's a lot.
If I could have gave you my whole roster,
he would have been in there.
Most definitely.
But I think for most of us as musicians and producers, especially here on this forum, I think we look at it as the guys who mainly influenced us.
The biggest influence, right?
Kind of cultivated what we do or how we see or how we create music. So I know that's for me personally.
Yeah, same here. That's why when I named my list, I was talking about, the guys who influenced me, like Chris Dave and Tony Williams, you know what I mean?
Because I think all of us heard everybody's list here and identifies with each of those musicians, and it's just like, right. They could easily be on our top 5. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another one I
So-
forgot to mention before y'all move on. He was an inspiration to me growing up because he was a big dude. You know, Oscar Peterson. I used to watch him.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I, you know, me being a big guy too, and I was just growing up just like,
Art.
dang.
Yeah, man. Art Tatum.
Let's go.
Oscar
Yeah.
Peterson.
So
I'll
my
tell
next-
you. I'll
oh,
tell
go
you.
ahead,
My,
go.
I'll tell you my favorite drummer in AZ.
Who's that?
Man, what's Devin's last name, man?
Reed.
Reed.
Devin Reed.
Dang.
Devin Reed is my favorite drummer, man. He
Devin!
I wish I could do.
Hey, Rick, that's my guy, man. Dev, shout out to Dev Reed.
He was on here earlier. He was on here earlier. And he
He-
don't say
he on
nothing. He
that
don't
battery.
so dope.
He's right, bro.
say
Hey.
anything.
Hey, but listen, fellas, man.
He's a dope musician, play keys too, though.
He's a dope musician. Of course, like Buddy said, he's an incredible drummer. He plays for me. Like when I cut records, that guy always is getting the call. That's my guy. For everything. I mean, he gets the call. He's got a drum set up in the garage right now. Like we tracking all the time. But man, Dev is an incredible musical mind, man. He can play keys, drums, and he's an incredible producer. He hears the music, man.
Yes.
To have and Buddy, I can identify because Buddy is the same way. Of course, they play drums, but they're producers. They hear the music, man, and it's just it's incredible. Yeah, but man,
and he's passionate too. Devin is very passionate what he do. Like if he don't know something, he gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? He ask you whatever, but
and his attitude is great.
Yeah.
I don't
think you can make him mad though. Inside joke. I know somebody can make him mad. Inside joke with me and him. Some of y'all might know too, but it's inside joke. But he don't get rattled. He don't get mad. He's like I said, low key guy. Don't say nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Do his own thing. But that's love right there, man. Devin. That's
and dependable.
That's key.
That's the number one there.
Yeah, that's key. And so y'all start calling out names. You got these people on here gonna start saying stuff. So y'all don't look at right now because they gonna get on y'all. Like, you ain't say me.
Hey, I don't care. I say it all the time.
I mean, I got like I said, I can give you a roster if you want me to, but
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do right now, because we got some dope people on here, some of my other brothers. Which, like I said, we're gonna do another one. But I chose y'all because y'all musicians and producers. And if another guy, you my friend, that you're a producer too, I don't know. That's my fault. I'll get you on here. Shoot me your email real quick, and we can get on this episode. But I'm gonna start naming some people on here. It's on Facebook. We got Mr. Witherspoon. That's Justin Witherspoon. That's my dude. We got Tyron Russian on here. My dude there.
T. Russian.
That's
my cat. Can I tell you a story about T. Russian?
Yeah, go ahead.
When Buddy Banks first came out here, that's when I met Buddy Banks. And when did you come out? What was like 2010? 2010?
Yeah.
So I just met Buddy, and I invited him. I just want to have my group, and we was in a mansion. And we always, we had the outhouse in the back, and I invited him over because we just, shedding, and we have, rehearsal there. And Teron was my drummer at the time. I had the band called the G Heads. And I didn't, I invited Buddy. I'm like, come on, come on, bring drums set over, share a little bit. That's when he met Teron. And they had a little drum set face to face. And, Teron, doing his thing. He ain't never met Buddy. And Buddy got on the drums and they started doing something that we ain't never, we from Arizona. We ain't never seen. He coming from Cleveland, right? And Teron was like, what is this? He just doing, doing all type of root, like we ain't never seen. Like, dang, who is this? You know what I'm saying? But that was the times right there.
That was a good time, man. Man, Big Baby, man. A lot of people don't know it, but Big Baby was like, he was the first person in this town to really, give me some exposure, man. When I needed to, get out and play, and, let people hear me play and stuff like that. Man, Big Baby gave me my first gigs in town, man. So
yep. Forgot about that.
Man.
I'm gonna name a couple more people. We got Devin Red Stevens, Oregon. He played a little bass too. but he's from Ohio. Like Cole. Hey,
Red,
there's
red.
Cole.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
He's another guy, young cat on another level. Cole. We got
Killer.
Christian Branham on here, dope singer and player. We got Ian.
Okay.
That's my brother right there. Ian Grissom, that's my dude. If I
Oh,
come another
yeah.
life, I call him Grissom because that's my dude there. We got
Yeah.
Edgar Bruce Park on here. We got if I don't see y'all on here, that's my fault. But we got Arvin on here too. We got him yesterday. Dope singer, you know what I'm saying? That's my dude there too. And I seen other people on here earlier, but it's not showing. But I ain't just trying to skip over y'all, you know. But I'm just trying to name the musicians on here right now. But yeah,
Hey,
so
love to all. My love to everybody, man. Real talk.
yeah, left to all y'all.
No doubt.
It's not showing. But what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna ask y'all. Whoever gonna answer first, go ahead. I want to know like what music album artist you listen to right now? Who's hot to y'all right now? It could be somebody old too, but who you think you listen to right now that's kind of popping and people won't really know about right now? It could be anybody. I heard the Drake album right now is dope right now. I don't know if that's true or not.
I haven't checked Drake's album out yet. I haven't got to it yet. But I'm waiting on Kalani's album. She got an album coming out on the 8th. Her last album took me out, bro. Her last album took me out. I've been paying attention to Oak Felder for a little minute, man. If you guys haven't heard, checked him out, check out Oak. He got some really dope work out here, man. Some of his engineers and his mastering engineers, man, they done some really great work on her, and I'm waiting on her new album to come out. So that's why, man.
What about you, Ronnie? Who you listening to right now?
Man, I don't listen to a whole lot of music, but lately I've been trying to change that. So I listened to, just this week, of course, the Ricky Diller's record just came out. I'm a church head and choir.
Yeah, I'm listening to that after we get done.
That record is dope. Watch the videos, man. The way they shot it is creative.
It's
man.
amazing. It's amazing.
It feels so authentic. That's my biggest gripe with live records is that because I'm a producer and I go back and I believe in recreating and fixing it up, but a lot of it didn't sound authentic to what a church sound is. I think he did a great job of creating the authenticity of what it sounds like in a church, and the way they made it look just is dope. So I checked out that record. It's dope. Shearer's record is nice. I think that's a really nice record. So
she just surpassed or she did something to Kanye because he was on top for a while. She kind of stopped him, and she's on top right now with her album.
Yeah, so I think she did a phenomenal job with that. She's riding a great wave of success right now. Kanye's record's dope. It's a little older, but I mean it's dope. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I was listening to I didn't even know how I got to it today, but it's probably an older song. But there's a song from Juan Winans. Juan and I think his wife Tina Winans with featuring Marvin Winans. I can't even remember the name of the song right now, but man, I had to listen to it like 4 or 5 times. That song is dope. Yeah, I don't even know. I stumbled upon it this morning, but that's what I'm listening to. And then, like I said, I don't listen to a whole lot of music if I'm not listening to records that I'm working on, or records that I like listening to, just because of the vibe and sonically. I like listening to just real music that I identify with.
Miss Nicole Davis Jones said Ronnie's be trying to listen to the Lord. That's what you listening to.
That's right. I do listen to the Lord. I do listen to the Lord. That's funny.
DeAndre, what you listening to right now? Are you just working on Arvin stuff?
I'm kind of saying with Ronnie. I'm barely listening to what's out right now. I'm always just listening to the 90s stuff, just to get ideas. I was, before the quarantine happened, I was traveling, all over, and just listening to other artists, like I was in New York, Atlanta, Miami, um, just to see what type of chemistry they're getting from there, but just like I said, just been working on, Arvin's album, been working on that. Um, I have another artist that I'm working on. She's pretty dope. Her name is Jill. She's from Indiana. From Indiana. Dope, just unique voice. But far as that's artists or albums that's out right now, not really too much. So I got I'm probably behind on what's out right now. Because usually to me, everything sounds the same to me. With the
Got you.
with the far as the music and stuff. So I'm like, so
Yeah,
that's
and
my thing.
Ronnie brought up Kier Shear's album. That's another part I thought about. What do you guys think about J. Jew Shear? Because he's a musician, and also a producer. Y'all, he's pretty dope too. To
That's the
y'all,
drummer.
huh?
Is that the drummer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he did. I don't know. I gotta check it though. Did he produce his album? I don't know. Because they have their own label, right? So I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
do.
So
I
did
can't.
he do it by
Yeah.
himself?
I want to say he did majority of it. I probably need to
Yeah.
fact check that, but
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna check that
I
out.
think he did, man. But
I couldn't
great
see
musician.
why.
What were you saying,
I
buddy?
couldn't see why not why he would. I couldn't see why he wouldn't produce at least about five at least 5 songs on it, because they've been writing forever together.
Right.
I think Jay Drew is a phenomenal drummer, man. He's
Mhm.
incredible. As a producer, I think he's dope. I think he's not just to kind of match him up with me or anything like that, because he's probably better than me. But I think he got some years to a couple more years to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he's got great writing. He got great sound choices, great melodies and all that kind of stuff, man. I think he just got to keep going, man, until he get that one that's like that just really takes off.
It always just takes one to really take off. I mean,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
you just got to be in the right environment, and not that he hasn't, but literally this game is about literally that one, because you do that one, and then it kind of catapults you into all the other things. Not that what you weren't doing before wasn't nice, but it just was about the exposure and people identifying with your music and your sound.
Devin Reed said he did all the live stuff. He did all that. So I guess the studio did
He did all the what?
all the live, because the album was a live recording. So I guess he did the live.
The live
Oh,
recording.
he did the live stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to see him. I want to see him work with some other artists outside of his family and see how well he does. You know what I mean?
He should, because they I don't know if it's disrespect though, but they be going out getting other producers. Like doing that shit. Remember one time they went and got, what's his name?
Rodney Jerkins and all that kind of stuff, man. Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, you should do the same thing, man. So
Yeah. And I mean, of course he got chemistry with his family. He's gonna have chemistry. I want to see what he does with with other artists. I would like to see him work with Brandy or something, man, or work with Kim Burrell. You know what I mean? See how well that goes.
that's dope.
Yeah.
So so the next one I was gonna ask you guys is we got young guys out here that's the musicians, producers. I want to start with Rodney. Like, what would advice you would give somebody that don't make the same mistake you did, or maybe to get there faster, or maybe it takes time to get there? What kind of advice you would give a young guy there is watching this right now? He will watch this. How can he get started?
Man, there's no shortcuts around the work, man. You got to put in the work. And really, when you find yourself putting in the work, you should find yourself getting more passionate about what you're doing. And the work doesn't bother you because you really want to perfect the sound and you're into what you're doing. So I would say cultivate that and dig into your passion, man, and do what you love, man. What you have is unique to the world, man. So don't follow hey, this is the way to make it because this guy is doing this or he's doing these sounds and this. Be authentic to what you do and what you have been gifted, and just work with that, man. You'll find that you will be the greatest you being you, and nobody can beat you being yourself. So and cultivate that, make it something that nobody's ever heard, and do that. But I don't think there's no shortcut in the work. You definitely gotta put in the work and the time, and expose yourself to, let's say, as far as to young guys, expose yourself to other styles of music, especially as a producer. Um, I was fortunate enough to work on everything from Disney music to Latin symphonies. So and everything in between. And that was because I was hungry and I loved it, and I was just fortunate. But I think a lot of that helped me. I mean, of course, I'm a gospel, R&B slash hip hop soul kind of guy, but I've done country. Country has helped me immensely.
Wow, I ain't never heard
Rock,
of
folk.
country.
Oh man, yeah. I've done a
So you can
lot
rock
of
in
stuff.
some country though? Like you can listen to some country and be like, okay.
Country music has the best ballads by
Dang.
far.
Hey,
Mhm.
By
lyrics,
far.
man.
I agree.
And the
I
lyrics
agree.
and the lyrical content, can't nobody outright country. No, nah.
That
It's
is
not even close. It's
when
not
I
even
get ready
close.
to write a record, I listen to country music first.
Man, do you hear the stuff they be talking about? Like it's incredible,
It's
bro.
their wordplay is crazy, man.
Man, and I've
You
never
see the
heard
lyrics? Like they're
the
writing
lyrics.
this.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, it's the best. As
Okay,
far as the genre of music, like lyrically, the way they put it together.
y'all might think I'm crazy for saying this, but for me, country music lyrics is exactly what Jay-Z is to hip hop.
Dang.
If you ask me,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm with that all day. Yeah, man. But so I mean, expose yourself to music, and you'll find that kind of stuff as a producer. If you're getting into it, if lyrical content doesn't mean something to you, and if textures don't mean something to you, and if different styles don't mean something to you, then you really have to dig into more as a producer, because those things should become part of your bag, part of the process. So yeah.
I'm gonna come to you, Big Baby, next. But I want to ask, when you were talking about the country music and the different genre, how do you get those opportunities to do that though? Do you put yourself out there, somebody who you know? Like, how do you get those gigs like that?
For me, I was never like, oh, let me go find a country gig to do, or let me go find this style of music to do. Actually, growing up, I was taking anything I could get, and I was fortunate because I could play piano. I was doing a lot of studio sessions. I would do one thing, the engineers would like it, the producers would like it, and I would get another call to do this, and I would get another call to do that, and then they were like, hey, can you do this folk record? I never played folk, but I ain't not gonna say no. So I just show up and do the folk record, and they love it. And I think what they loved about it was, even though I had never, some of that stuff I had never done. The folk, I'll just talk folk record. I had never done, but because I was so into the music and doing a great job, I'll go back and listen to folk. Hey, what is folk music? And listen to it. And because that wasn't my thing or my bag, I had to approach it differently. I'm going to take this church soulful sound into there. Now you can't make it sound churchy and folk, like that ain't gonna work, but you add those elements. So I was always getting the call because of the previous work that I had done before. So that's kind of how it shaped up for me.
And Big Baby, I'm coming to you because I know you were saying earlier about being dependable too. So what would be some like a musician producer advice you would give like a young guy or anybody that's trying to do what you guys are doing right now?
For me, advice would be paperwork.
Wow.
That was the biggest thing when I was starting, as for a producer. just copyrighting your own music and stuff, and making sure you're protected. That's one thing for a lot of producers that I didn't like to do or didn't know how to do. Didn't know, I wasn't taught to do that. I just wanted to make beats or create. But if I know now, back then, I would have been protective, and I would have had some maybe residuals. I had a beat that I did for Snoop Dogg that he took and he put it on his website, and
Dang.
and I'm like, oh shoot, I pull up the web, oh that's my beat, you know what I'm saying? Woo woo. But I didn't know nothing about, okay, I could have been getting paid for that.
Dang.
But since I didn't have the proper copyright of the beat or whatever, he just and it was just it was just a lost cause, because I didn't have.
I had a question when you said about that. So say when you guys produce like tracks or whatever like that, songs, do you stop getting paid at a certain amount of time, or every time it's getting played some kind of way, you still get paid for that? How does that work? Like you say that beat he was using, or
the beat that, or it was from a friend, that he was. There was a time. Remember when he first started the Pop Warner League, the Pop Warner he had going in L.A. Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah.
And so, they were looking for a theme song for, it was LA Comptons or something like that. So one of my guys, that's from Compton, Nate Jetson, he, gave him the beat, and so he just, they loved it and they put it on the website. But if I would have been, copywritten that beat that I produced, or, what I'm saying, that would have been, pretty much, I'm guessing, I'm not sure, like every time it's getting played, whatever, or he's getting paid for that, from a website, whatever, it's getting played on social media, whatever, back then. And I just felt that I didn't, like I said, I didn't know nothing about far as protecting that beat that I had, that I produced,
legal side.
Yeah, the legal side of it. And it's just like somebody giving you a beat or whatever, and they just put it up, and they don't have what is the word? They don't have proof of who it is or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It can be, oh well, this person made these beat, or word of mouth or word against his. And if, to me now, if it was that's the biggest thing, just to protect that, your music and stuff. Because like I said, I've been burnt many times. And there's another situation I was with this artist from what's that record label? Is it Geffen Records?
Gaffin, yeah.
Yeah. And this A&R came up to me, it was me and this girl named Giselle Paris. She's an artist. I don't know if you heard from her.
Wait a minute. That
You made her. I think you know her, buddy. Giselle.
Yeah.
She's with CeeLo and them. She's dealing with them now. But at the time, she and me, we did a record together, and the A&R wanted to buy the beat, and for their artist, for Jeff Records. And so the A&R gave us the paperwork. Oh, saying, yeah, we'll give you 20,000. And not me, not copywriting the beat that I did. I just took the paperwork, not reading it, I'm just like, oh, 20,000, bam, okay. Right, write paperwork. And next thing you know, I never heard from him. Never heard from him.
Dang.
So, like I said, just
like a work for hire situation.
Right. So that's the biggest thing for me. What I learned is, paperwork. That's advice for young producers. Make sure your music is protected, at all times. Maybe, if it goes, or 10 years later, somebody, wants to hear this old beat, and you think, oh, this beat's old, but to them it's new, and they want to buy it or whatever. And okay, cool, take it, but let's know that it's protected. You're already copying the music and stuff. You ain't got to worry about it. If it gets played, whatever, it's getting spins. If you would BMI, it's already calculating whatever.
Yeah.
Word.
So that's the biggest thing to me is the paperwork. And another thing, as far as advice for young producers, I was kind of piggyback what Ronnie said. Just a lot of producers right now thinking they can produce are, I call it, click and drag producers. And they don't know nothing about you know genre and the music. They just click and drag. They're thinking they're producers. So if I know that's not a producer, you're not producing a song. You just click and drag. That's what I call it. And they only know one genre of music, just like hip hop, whatever. Like understand, you know, music outside, just of what you're normally doing. Like what you said, Ronnie. He stepped out of doing folk music, country and stuff like that. And that's understanding different type of genres of music. And I've had opportunity to do the same. So if somebody would come to me, hey, can you make this beat? This type of genre. Oh yeah, cool, bam. But if you go into a click and drag producer, and they like the artist coming, hey, can you make this beat? They just stuck. And, so just study the music. Not just click and drag and study. Placements of uh, strings, piano, bass, synths and stuff like that. A lot of, like I said, they just click and drag. They just putting instruments together that's not played, and they thinking oh yeah, that's dope. It's okay, it's cool, but to me that's not a producer.
Word.
That's not producing music. That's not producing music. So
And the
that's
same to you. I'm sorry. And you, buddy, you got some advice? I know they said pretty much the same.
You know, I'm gonna say, I mean, these guys, man, these guys are they're about as professional as you can get. They got great, advice for you. I'm just gonna kind of piggyback off of them a little bit, but pray about it, man. Keep God first in the things that you want to do. Make sure that you're in the lane that you're supposed to be in, because not all musicians are for every genre. You might be a gospel singer that just want to sing R&B. You know what I mean? So you just gotta pray about that kind of thing, just to make sure you're in the right lane. Pay your tithes. Um, with this whole music thing, man, I would say love it, marry it, study it like you don't have a plan B. Okay. And one of the mistakes I made early on was that I got an archive of music that goes back from, I think, probably 96. Okay.
Mhm.
And I didn't put a record out until what, 2012. First time I had ever put a record out, and it wasn't even a solo record. It was a jazz record. I'm kind of mad at the fact that I held on to all of that music and I never got a chance to put it out. I read the saying from Reid Hoffman. It goes, if you're not embarrassed of the first versions of your product, then you've launched too late. I think your audience should see you grow, and that for me is probably my biggest mistake. They didn't get a chance to see me grow. I didn't get a chance to create the fan base that I could have had. I just kind of been putting out records since '96. You know what I mean? People could have just they could have felt like they was a part of my whole growth. They was a part of my whole career or my artist, if you will. You know what I mean? I think that was my biggest mistake.
Gotcha.
Wow.
And then we got one more, man, because we've been on an hour and 30 right now. It was like it's been that long. It went by
Word.
fast.
Flew by. Flew by.
But yeah, I'm gonna go back to Ronnie. So I'm gonna say, hey, what's the plan in the future right now? What you are you working on something, or you got something coming out, or hey, they look
Yeah.
out for this or something like that?
Yeah,
What's your
man.
plans at the moment right now? You got going on?
Um, right now it's it's a kind of a a long thought out process plan, but in short order, um, I'm working on probably about, I'd say maybe about 20 projects at the same time.
Dang,
And it sounds like a big number, but I'm the kind of producer that I work, like I have to work on a multitude of stuff at some time. Like I work on this, here, that, but got a couple solo projects of my own that I'm going to put out. A couple records with PPD that I've done in the past few years. Then some other solo stuff. Then I'm working on with a lot of artists produced from June to probably December or January. From last June to January, I think I recorded about 11 records with people, and that's full records. So I'm working on that, trying to get that done, and working with some new artists right now, working with some other artists. And then putting together this movement, Fly on the Wall, that we've been working on. So that's coming.
yeah,
And
fly
after
on the
this,
wall.
yeah, and after this quarantine is
Hoodie,
over, man,
you
it's
still no hoodies? Like I ain't got one yet.
huh?
You got those hoodies. Can I get
Right. Right. It coming, man. It's coming, bro.
some of y'all, but so
Word.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's it, man. And then after this kind of quarantine kind of lifts and the coronavirus kind of peaks out and subsides a little bit, and we're kind of free to, and it's safe to travel, man. I got a lot of things coming up, so
God.
working with some pretty phenomenal artists coming up, so I'm excited about it.
Hey, and say somebody on here too. I'm actually all this question too. But say somebody listening to you right now, they watch this later on, they want to contact you. What's the best way to hit you up? Is it on Facebook, Instagram, email? What would you say, Ronnie? How they get in touch with
Man,
you?
for
With you?
me, don't ever call me because I'm not going to answer. That's just that's just that's just
True.
that's
He
just as
lied.
real as that's just as real as it gets, man.
Oh my
I
God.
just I think it's important to be real and transparent. That's no disrespect to anybody, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
but I mean I don't waste time talking on the phone. I mean I cut records. I spend time with my children. Um, and the only time I find myself talking on the phone is when I'm in the car moving.
Okay.
So that's why. That's why. So I'm always in here working. But it's pretty easy to get in touch with me, and I found the easiest way now is to contact me through social media. Just hit me on Messenger or Facebook. I'm at the real Ronnie Jones on Facebook, Roney, Ronnie, the
Yeah.
other one to get you the cash guy. You can get in touch with him too. But yeah, that's the easiest way. And Messenger, man, actually, Messenger is the best way to get in touch with me because it kind of I'm able to go back and look and see who I've talked to. Even
Got
now
it.
with text messages, it's kind of stuff gets lost. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you hit me on Messenger, man, you can get in touch with me.
What's up with you two, buddy? What's your plans? You got? I know you got. Don't you have an album coming up or just came out? You working on too?
This guy.
Come on,
No,
buddy.
no, man. I got a. I mean, I just put out a record not too long ago called "By My." I mean, it's just one song though. Um, it's called "By Myself." It's out there. Yeah, for me, planning, man. I've learned musically, man. I can't plan. It Planning just doesn't work for me. But
Uh,
the thing is, I am always working. I'm always
Right.
working. I got about. Let me see. I want to say about 12 songs that I just want to just throw out there randomly right now. There's just a couple things that just need to be fixed. I can't promise you exactly when it's gonna come out, but stay tuned because I'm always doing stuff out there. I think the album you're talking about might be my daughter's.
Yeah, I wanted you to say that. She's we ain't spoke her name yet. I ain't want to throw it immature. She's dope, man. Like
Savage,
she's
Yeah,
another
man.
Lachey
She's a
Banks.
savage. There you go. She's a
man.
savage.
She's
Lachey
man.
Banks,
I'm
yeah.
telling y'all heard it here first, man. You probably heard it already, but she gonna be on something. Like she gonna be on TV or she gonna be famous, dude. She's nice.
She
Like, she got a
working.
unique.
That's that thing
Yeah,
I was
man.
talking about, Ronnie. You know, when you see
I
your
know,
kids
man.
just flourish and
Yeah,
that
man.
gift that they got from first from God, but it's it's through you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know, it's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's good to see that other people see it, man. It's good to
oh
know
man,
like you can identify, like it makes you proud, like because you see
oh
it in your children, but when other people see it and you get to see that, like it's
right,
not just because I love them, I'm gonna love them regardless, but
Right.
exactly.
they have something special, something to offer. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, and she got it,
yeah.
bro. She got the juice for real, bro.
Dude, she inspires me every day,
She
bro.
got the juice,
She
bro.
inspires me. Almost everything that I do, whether it's for me or it's for her, I run it by her.
Yeah,
Because
Wow.
yeah,
she's younger, she's got a younger ear, you know what I mean. I try to cover a wide spectrum between ages, you know
yeah.
what I mean. And she's like the first person that I usually go through between her and my wife. They're the first people that
My fellow.
that it goes. I
Yeah.
also work with a partner too, it goes through him too. His name is Sonny Jones. Shout out to my homie.
So
Straight up.
Yeah,
And what
man.
about I know you DeAndre, I know you said you work on Arvin's album and somebody else. You got anything else that you're working with or
Yeah. Other than this quarantine happened, I was well, the plan was Michael Jackson imitator, uh, getting back on the road. Michael Jackson. I was the MD for that. Um, dope. His
hard
name is.
music, man? Are
Huh?
you doing it's original music too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know.
He's the real deal. Like the number one Michael Jackson in the country. He was on Ellen DeGeneres show. Uh,
Wow.
we went viral. Dope.
wow.
Just um, but like I said, the quarantine stuff happened, so I was, unfortunate for that.
Is it
Um,
postponed or is it canceled or like
right now, it's
you
down to just to further, you know, just I don't know what's going to happen, but I was looking forward to that because I played with him a couple of times. We did a New Year's show, played with him 3 4 shows a couple years ago, and it was dope. Um, and it was pretty challenging for me because with Michael Jackson, just it's the four
yeah.
band, and you have to play the horns, the
Yeah.
string.
I think we lost you for a second.
Oh, I thought I was messing up.
Nah, I think he's
I'm back.
coming
We
back.
back.
I
Y'all
think
hear
I
me?
can hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh, okay. But so with Michael Jackson, everything the hits, the moves, everything got to be on point, bam, bam, bam. So that was a challenge, and that was and I love challenges and stuff like that. But yeah, that didn't work out. But and then I was traveling too. I was going back and forth to Atlanta, to New York, and Miami, doing this collab lab. Just a lot of producers and artists out there that we were
Yeah, I see you did that.
collabing
I went with
and doing pretty much doing hooks.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I was doing hooks and for industry, send them off to Universal or Def Jam, So that was pretty dope, man.
DeAndre,
Had
you
a
be
couple
singing on your
offers.
records?
Huh?
You be singing on your records?
What'd you say? No, I wish.
yeah.
I wish.
I'm
Man,
like,
I'd be
hold
like,
on.
I wish. I wish I did. I'd be like, Ronnie.
Nah, man, I'm the emergency singer. Emergencies only. Like, if I can't find nobody to do it, hey, I'll get in
Hey,
there.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Look at it.
Hey, Ronnie, I'm on it.
Hey, why you playing? Why you playing? I see you. Come on, bro. I see you.
Hey, do an IG battle.
Come on, man. Let's do it.
That's how I was gonna ask y'all, could y'all play something? Can we hear something? And then from each one of y'all, if you could, and that's how we're gonna end it. So that would be dope if y'all can do that right now. Like something, like, can we hear something?
Yeah.
And that's gonna be my last thing, and we was gonna be out, man. So if y'all can do that, that would be dope.
All right.
Hang on, let me see if I can get my stuff working.
Man, like I said again, man, this episode is gonna be epic, man. It's gonna be one of a kind. I thank y'all so much. I mean, y'all said no, man, but I really appreciate y'all for saying yeah and coming through, man. It's gonna be the start of many, man.
I don't know if y'all can hear that.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You gotta
just
turn up a little bit.
let me see. I don't know, man. Just mess around, man.
So what's the question? So when you playing and the thing is in your mouth, like what, like you like is making you, would you saying something? Like how's that work together?
Well, it took me a long while to really, figure it out, because the sound is being produced from two places, from the keyboard and from a unit, whether it be a talk box or all-in-one talk box, or something producing the sound from a unit that's ran by an amp, and then the sound comes from the tube. So that's the sound is like amplified through this tube. So if I just press it, you hear that, right?
Okay.
But to talk, the sound's coming in your mouth, and you have to capture that sound and kind of just make the words come out, and the texture of the tone come out through the tube. So it took me a while, man. It was hard to work on the words and the sibilants and the syllables and the diction. It takes a while. You have to work at it. It takes a while to get it. So
hey, is Gerald Hatton, is he one of the OGs that started that, or not? I know he's kind of do that a little bit too on digital his album a little bit.
For gospel, he may have been one of the first that I've seen do it in the gospel arena. I don't think
do people still do that, or that's like a little
they do it. They do it. It's more of like kind of a specialty thing, but there's guys out there that are doing it. Of course, Mr. Talkbox is killing it. You got guys like Marcus Hodges from LA. He's cold. he's really nice. You got Steve Collins, which is a savage on
what's the name? Roger's son had an album. He put a gospel album out too.
Yeah, he's savage too. Yeah, savage. And his son and his nephew and his family are privileged, man. They got all the stock and authentic Roger Troutman sounds, man. And I was fortunate enough, man. I learned from a good friend of mine, Tony Talkbox, and he plays Talkbox. Incredible producer, man. He's amazing, man. His mind is just he's out there. But he helped me with Talkbox, and he showed me some patches and helped me with the diction and all that kind of stuff. So
he's dope. With the knobs and stuff.
He's a savage with tones and sounds and textures. There's none better that I've met in the industry. Like, and I'll go to bat with him with anybody. Textures and sounds. You
Right.
put us in a room with keyboards and knobs.
You got them.
He gonna wear you out. He gonna wear you out all day. So,
Oh,
but I learned a lot of stuff from him. So there's a lot of guys out there that are doing it, man, at a high level. So
okay. Hey, buddy, you got something you gonna play?
Yeah, I'll play something, man.
Give us a
So
little bit. We gonna leave.
so remember when I was talking about I had like some old records and stuff like that from back in the day.
yes,
Yeah.
I'll play
play
your
us
old.
that.
I'll play it.
Yes.
It's old though. It's old. It's old.
Oh man, please.
I was a huge Underdog fan back in the day, and
Yeah.
and
Me
I
too, man.
yeah, and I almost had a chance to do a couple sessions with them, man. It was real close, man. Me and Steve John, not Steve Johnson, but what's my man's name? Steve used to be in Troop. Steve Russell. Me and Steve, yeah, we know each other pretty good. He was gonna give me an opportunity, but I might have jacked that up. But I'll play your record that I did a while ago.
Okay.
Dope.
Lie to you, hide from you. Any type of secrets, no, there's none of them between us. Brushing you off, pissing you off. That ain't never been my purpose, just to see my baby girl. Cross my mind. On everything I love, you got me twisted if that's who you think I am. Yeah. How could you think that I would be so mean? How could you think that I would do such a thing? How could you think that I would be so blue? How could you think that I let you? How could you think that I would be so mean? How could you think that I would do such a thing? How could you think that I would be so blue? How could you think that I not let you? Keep searching myself, reading my text mails. You think I be cheating, but I come home every evening. Didn't find what you want, didn't find nothing at all. Ain't nothing to find. I got nothing inside.
Come on, buddy.
On everything you got me twisted if you think that's who I am. How could you think that I would be so mean? How could you think that I would do such a thing? How could you think that I would be so How could you think that I let you? How could you think that I would be so mean? How could you think that I would do such a thing? How could you think that I would be so How could you think that I'm not let you?
Okay, major. Okay.
How could you think that I would be so mean? How could you think that I would do such a thing? How could you think that I would be so
That was hot.
Come on, that's old. What'd you say?
I hear you, buddy. Yeah, man. I know. I'm right there, bro. I'm right there, man.
Hey, buddy. Miss Nikki Jones said, cash app you. You send it to her.
Say what? Say it again.
Miss Nikki Jones said, if you send her your cash app, and she'll send it to you. Send that song to her. She want to copy for that song.
I feel that. Yeah, man.
You like that?
What's up, Nikki?
That's
dope,
man.
That was like 2006, man.
Dope.
Oh, dang.
That's dope, man.
You like that.
Yeah.
Baby, you got something? You gonna play something?
Yeah, I played some that I did. I was in a beat competition in Miami this December. It was pretty much the producers all over the world It was 150 producers,
Dang.
and like
How'd you get invited to that?
I won. There was a big competition in Atlanta, and I was happening to go. And they asked me, if you wanted to uh, audition to get in, and have opportunity, to make it. I didn't know none of it. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So just did it, and I got first place and got picked to come to Miami. So I've been, like I said, I've been going to these beat competitions and these collabs, and just got my name out, and so they just invited me to come to Miami. So did great. I got to the finals, top 10.
Dang.
So
Out of
that's
150.
right. So, but this is something I did. I play a couple of them, little snippets of it. Let's see. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Ronnie might know this one.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, so
Girl, I need you here right now. I need you to so I can see on everybody.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, bro.
There's another one I did.
So now, big baby.
That one. Then this is the one I did. It was a collab. Nate, Darren, me, and Ronnie. So
see that.
this is right here.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
That's cold, bro.
That's nasty.
Hey, when I played that out there in Miami,
Yeah.
Dope, bro.
stupid.
I believe it, bro.
I see why.
When I first heard the sample, I was like, what is this? And then the way Nate did them 808s and them
Right,
oh,
man.
bro.
Stupid. It was stupid.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So yeah, man, it was fun. It was fun working on that record, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So
Nice.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah, man. So
Nice.
hang on, man. Hey, y'all can still see me, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't. Okay,
Your
hang
hand
on.
shiny.
I don't know. I'm gonna play one and get out of here, man. This is something that I was working on with my guys, D Reed and S Packer, man. We got a situation, a band called Packer Lane, and we call it Lane, short for Packer Lane, man. And we've been working on a record for a while, man, and we got this tune that, man, we gonna drop soon, hopefully, man. It's fire, man. Just check it out. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Can y'all hear it?
not yet.
No?
Nah.
No.
Okay, hang on.
Teddy Riley.
Right. Hey, Marcus, am I able to go in here and change the preferences on the audio to
what you I don't know.
You on your
I don't
dog?
think what you can do is you can share.
Yeah, I'm on my dog. Like I can hear it coming through my headphones. But
Let me see if I can go in here. Hold on, let me see. It's not giving me no other options.
Hang on. I see something. Mic speaker. Okay, hang on. Let's see if this will work. All right. Let me try this. Let's see. Can y'all hear that?
No.
Nah.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, hang on.
You might have to play it through some speakers.
To the speakers?
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one can probably do that. I think, like to play it through your laptop or whatever like that, because I have a line for that. That's probably the only reason I can do that. I should have told you to send it to me. I could probably play it through my laptop.
Word.
Hang on. Let me
I should have had all y'all do that because that stuff you was playing, DeAndre and Buddy, that stuff was fire, dude. I should have had that like that.
Okay, keep going. Give me a second, Marcus. Let me do something.
I mean, we got to do it again, man.
I need round 2. Let's go.
Hey, go ahead, big baby, man. Yeah. We've been knowing each other for years, bro. How many records we got together?
Maybe
we gotta fix that. we gotta fix that, man.
I know.
We gotta fix that. I know me being a producer, you being a producer, man, we get caught up in our own little shell, you know what I mean, at times. And it ain't nothing, intentional, man. It's just, we working, man. And, wherever we can fit in, we'll get in. But, man, we got to do something, man. We got to do something together, man.
More than welcome to come, man. You still way out there in what? Mesa?
I'm in Gilbert.
Yeah, you still out there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to send some files, cause
right, sure.
Hey, I'm about to get cash on here too.
See if I got it, man. While you're getting them on there.
Would you say, Marcus?
I'm about to get cash on here.
Cash. Look, Ronnie.
Oh,
my bad, Cash. I'm just not seeing this, man. My bad.
Okay, I think I'm up, fellas. It's gonna come through my speakers, but it should be all right. Let me know if it's too loud. Oh yeah.
Come on, dude.
Sorry, man. I'll be recording and switching systems all the time.
Yeah. Sure. I don't know, bro. See, if you ask me, I'll be in A flat and E flat at the same time. Don't mess with me. I tear that thing up.
Hey, that's weird. How do you?
Man, I'm telling you, the mechanics, man. My fingers knew where to go.
That's crazy.
Man, could you imagine that though? Backing up a preacher and your right hand is in B flat and your left hand is in E?
E flat or E?
Either or.
All right, I got it. Ain't gonna have no Teddy situation up in here.
Nah.
That's great. I'm trying to do.
Can y'all hear?
I can hear something now. Yeah.
My neighbor's gonna kill me, but sorry.
Come on, man.
Music.
Now some people say, yeah, that one's a cheater, oh, he's a cheater, yeah.
Yeah, this is Rez.
But
Kill
I'm
it.
back to differ. Oh, wow. You can't apply that to all people. I made one mistake. Ooh. Sure enough, let you down, 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 down. Just give me one more chance, baby. Yeah, I'll make it right next time. Round, round, round. I'm begging you, please. Can I give it to you?
Yeah, man.
I said, can I give it to you? I'm begging you, please. Can I give it to you? Yeah. Can I give it to you?
Yeah, man. So
Yes, sir.
All right.
That makes sense. I know it. I can hear everything, bro.
Yeah, bro. That was it.
Trying to work, man. You just
You
trying to
cast
work.
that Teddy Riley spirit on up out of here.
Come on, listen. You got to flee. You got to
Who's that,
rebuke.
who's that singing?
Huh?
Who's that singing?
That's Marez.
That's
Oh.
what it is.
Yes, Marez.
Oh yeah, Perez, he did the background for me.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot about
Man,
that.
he put that work, man. He's
Yeah.
a lot of records since he's been here, man. So
Oh yeah.
Hey, man,
hopefully-
kudos to you, bro, man. I don't know who wrote that record, but, man, I think that was a really good record for him, man. I would have been, like, in question, like, what am I going to do on this cat? Because he's incredible, but I don't know if I have a sound for him. You know what I mean?
Literally, when he came to me, man, I'm probably gonna, when we drop it, I'll drop some, like, content type stuff too. But man, when he sent it to me, I was like, man, I would love to work with you. He sent this record to me, and it was just the idea of him singing it with his guitar.
He plays guitar too. Yep.
And bro, it was so cold. I had to sit and think like a minute, like, because he's soulful, but he's got this old soul eclectic thing happening. So I was like, man, I've got to make sure the essence is right. So it took me a second, man, but we got in there and dug in, and it's a dope record. His whole record is it's fire. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna have that single drop.
Dope.
So
yeah, man. Man, I want to take just a little time, man. I got to shout out to my partner, man. I know I said him once, but my partner Sonny Jones, man, I've learned so much from him. Like background vocals and recording and everything. I just can't say enough how much he's been like almost like a crutch, man. If I needed to lean on somebody, I could lean on him. Right. Man, shout out to my partner, Sonny Jones, man. If y'all ain't heard him, man, go check out his stuff, man. He's amazing. He's an amazing songwriter, and he's open for work. So, man, if y'all got records, man, collab with him, man.
Oh,
that's what we go. That IG and Facebook post you did, buddy, the quarantine about helping the artists. Has anybody hit you up? You got a lot of views on there too. So
yeah, man. Oh man, that was a blessing, man. Because
that was a dope.
Since then, man, I've worked with so many other different artists, man, and some stuff that I didn't even, I probably wouldn't even have ran into had I not put that video out. And it's some amazing stuff. I wish I can play that stuff for y'all, man. It's some really, really good stuff, man. I wish I could play it for y'all, but I can't wait for it to come out. That's why I said be tuned, man. Stay tuned, because I'll be promoting all of that kind of stuff, man.
We definitely gotta do another one on here. Cash sent me his email and everything. It's like almost an hour ago. I didn't see it on my phone. That's my fault, man. So I hit him up until I get back on, but he probably like, hey man, forget him, man. I ain't got time to wait for him. So I was trying to wait another 5 minutes or something like that to see if he come on. And I also, my brother, he's a musician too. So he told me I should have got him on here, but I hit him up too on the email. So I was trying to wait another like 5 minutes because we already at 2 hours. I don't want to be boring the people, but we still got people on here. They still listening, still on here. So like I said, I want to get another 5 minutes or so. I know y'all probably got things to do. I don't want to take all your time up. You already took up two hours of your time. So I appreciate you guys being on.
Hey man, let me tell you something, man.
Hey.
Man, Marcus, dude, I want to thank you, man. The genius, right?
Yeah.
Like the goat, bro. Mm-hmm. Man, let me tell you something, man. When I was going through this whole thing of just like, exploring my artist thing, I wanted my own record label, and I wanted to, be able to put it together right. And I needed to know, man. I really didn't know how to put any of that together, man. And the first person I went to was Marcus. And hey, bro, man, I want to say thanks from the bottom of my heart, because, man, you didn't even have to give out that information, and man, you helped me out, man. And in so many ways that I can't even articulate. But man, try to know, bro.
For real. I wish I had that. I have it, but I don't know what hard drive is on. The video we did, the music video I did for you.
Oh yeah, bro. That
I don't know what hard drive is on. Do you have it in your hard drive or something? Because you can share a screen and show that mug.
I shared. I'll send you my YouTube link because I put it up on my YouTube page.
Yeah, send it to me right quick.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was dope, man. That was real dope.
That was dope. It was fun. It was a great experience. I never would have thought I would have done that.
Less than an hour too. Remember? Because it got dark.
Yeah. They kicked us out.
You gotta go. Cause we was on South Mountain too, off of Dobbins and Central, and we shot that.
Let me see.
I'm trying to see. Oh, I got you, Ronnie. I got you. I mustn't. I can unmute you.
No,
you got
it. Yeah, I'm back in. Cool.
So I just texted Ronnie. I think me Cash, but I think he's doing something already.
Oh,
I sent him.
You want me to send to your phone or your email?
Send to the email I sent you. The one that said we just talking.
Yeah, I got you.
That one.
Yeah.
That way I can show right away. Hey, DeAndre, Ronnie, you got anything else I want to show or play?
I'll let you go, baby.
I got one.
So down. Big.
Did I play this one already?
No. Yeah, man.
Okay, I think I got that.
That heat over there, man. You got that link?
Yeah, let me try to play it right quick. Let's see.
Word.
Boom, boom, boom.
I guess I can play a little snippet of my my gospel stuff.
Yeah, keep going. I'm almost.
Let it run, man. Let it run. We didn't give the people the music yet. We gave them all the talking.
So this is from the album Marvin Dismute that I produced, featuring Jaleesa McCrae. I don't know if you heard her. She's real dope. From Alabama, super vocalist, crazy. But it's a little something.
Put those hands together. Jaleesa, you ready? Come on, put them. walk away shaking my head, saying, Lord, I give up now. But Lord, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Not this time. Cause the plan the enemy had for my demise is simply God's time to shine. I'm sitting here in church. The preacher telling me that I'm done. But that's easy for him to say. Cause he ain't dealing with all the stress. I'm about to throw in the towel. But I heard Mary say, I just can't give up now. I changed my mind.
Ooh, I like this.
Simply God's time to shine. But you couldn't on.
Orange cold. Yes, sir.
I won't let nobody turn me. I'm standing.
Yeah.
I gotta keep on
So that might be
Just keep putting my feet on straight. And he promised me that he shall know me. Till he said, take your time. I'm standing. Good God, I'm standing. I'm standing. Can I get a one with this? Yes, sir. Anybody is standing. I'm standing. Yeah. Standing.
No, season.
Yes, sir.
We're standing.
that's the Allen Moore's background.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's killer.
appreciate
Oh,
you.
man.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
play this video I did with Buddy.
Shout out to Mad Marcus, man. He did the only video I've ever had, bruh.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
Yeah.
Did this in less than an hour.
Mhm.
I'm looking for the vision, see it's gotta be a pathway.
That's dope.
It's dope, bro.
And take my hand. In due time you'll see the end.
Soft Mountain.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be beautiful. The vision.
You make them fans look crisp as hell.
Yeah, bro.
Crisp. Yeah.
Sometimes I only see as far as shades and gray.
I'm such another actor, bro. It's crazy.
Your pathway. If I'm blind, you'll see that it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. The vision.
Leaving right there.
I'm skipping over here.
Sometimes I only see as far as shades and gray.
My internet is failing me right now.
Vision.
Dope record, dope record.
That was dope, man.
Wow.
You said an hour?
I'm skipping, huh?
We can still hear you though, but yeah, we shot that in less than an hour because it was
Okay.
It was the editing though.
all up. My bad. I don't know what happened with that. But yeah, we was on South Mountain, the cops came, so you gotta go. I guess
they got you.
We had to leave.
Man, I'm glad you got it, bro.
Oh yeah, that's
They be
But
tripping,
yeah, man. It was a blessing.
That's all we got, man. That was like I said, this was a dope podcast, man. I loved it. I appreciate you guys for being on here and stuff, man.
Man,
Man, it's our pleasure, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hold up. I think I muted y'all.
Did you?
I don't know what I did.
I can hear.
I can hear everybody.
I can hear nothing y'all saying right now.
I hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you fine.
Huh?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
We can
I
hear
hear
you.
everybody fine.
Oh,
You must have muted us.
There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, man, it's been 2 hours and 22 minutes. But I think we're gonna do this again. We'll have more people on here too. Next time we have Buddy Strong definitely on here. We're gonna have Cash and a couple other people, you know. Devin, he's a producer too. I should have had him on here. So we definitely gonna get them on here. So we'll do another mass text and then we'll get everybody's schedule right and we'll try to do it again before the 14 is over with, you know. So we still gotta listen another month, I think, before we go back.
Thanks.
Yeah. Bro, let's do it.
Like I said, I thank you guys again, man. I really appreciate you guys being on here, man. So we're gonna go back and watch this again. So I'm gonna save it on my Facebook. We'll go back and watch it. And I'm gonna make this a audio too. So I'll send you a link on my podcast thing, so you want to listen to it.
Cool.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the invite, bro. We had a good time, man.
Man, this was awesome. Hey, man, we got it. We all got to get together and do something now, man. You know, somehow.
For sure,
I
man.
have my camera, so I captured everything.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Cause I ain't playing no big stuff anymore. Y'all be shutting out numbers and stuff. I can't do that anymore. Embarrassment.
Boy, don't want to hear that number 8 no more.
That number 8, yo. Don't you say 8.
All right, thank y'all again, man. And like I said, we'll go on here again. I'll let you know when we do it again.
All right, man. One love, y'all.
Oh, man.
All right, man.
For sure.
All right.